Well, this is the second time I've made this video, third or fourth, honestly, I don't know. I've tried a lot of these. Last weekend I had a full, it was almost 20-minute long video. It's a complete review of my photos I took in 2024. I just could not get Adobe Premiere to render and export the video. So here I am again, let's do it. Today, I'm just gonna go over the top 10 photos, in my opinion, that I took in 2024. A lot are from the Tetons, a couple from Shenandoah National Park, and that's pretty much it. At the end, I will post some honorable mentions, some ones that I liked, but I didn't think they were in my top 10. I think there's one there from the Grand Canyon, which we hit when we did the Teton trip. And in June of last year, I shot the Detroit Grand Prix, the IndyCar race, which was challenging, shooting through some fences and everything and just capturing those cars since they're moving so fast. I got, I think, 2 or 3 honorable mentions from there and there. But yeah, so let's dive in. This is my number 10 photo. This is obviously a panorama. It's huge. It is very large. I feel like this was, oh Lord, I don't know, 10 photos maybe. This was taken on my father's Canon Rebel Ti. I don't know the actual model number. I didn't have my camera equipment with us when we made this trip, so I borrowed it from him. Yeah, and I got these photos here in Grand Teton National Park. So this one is just, it's great. Like, that place is majestic. If you've ever been there, you know. I could spend all day, every day for the rest of my life in the middle of this valley. On to number 9. This was a tree in Shenandoah National Park. There's these trees like this with no leaves that are dead all over Skyline Drive. And yeah, this one was my favorite. It's just, it forms a Y and it's got the 3 limbs branching off. So I feel like no matter which way you look at it, it's always going to be forming a Y. So yeah, my favorite from there. This is back in Grand Tetons. This is Jenny Lake. It was super overcast and foggy when we were there. In fact, the mountains didn't actually come out, so I didn't get to see the mountains in like all their glory. But the clouds and everything, it definitely added some mood to the photos. This one, the clouds are super low to the water. And man, it was just really snowy. And this was in May of last year. Really snowy. Not a lot of color out there. It was just grays and dark greens from the trees and whites from the snow. So yeah, I really like this one. Nice reflection in the water. Yeah. On to number 7. This one is another panorama. I took 3 photos for this. I was going for an Ansel Adams kind of look. Got the mountains right here. So photo 1 would have been here, 2, and then 3. Yeah, it's I really like this one. A little bit of detail you can see in the darkness, in the trees, and the blacks here. But yeah, big fan of this photo. In fact, I have photo 1 and 2 printed out. Photo 1 and 3 printed out and hanging above our entryway to the house here. So photo 2, there's not much there. It's just this cloud, but as a complete picture, it really makes it all come together. So number 6, this was in the, I believe it's the National Elk Preserve, just outside of the Grand Tetons National Park. The sun was setting at this point, getting some good golden light coming across. And I just really liked the way the sun was hitting this tree that was in this field all by itself. So yeah, this is one of my favorites. I like the way the sun lights up the hills over here. That whole place is just awesome. If you haven't been there, I really highly suggest you get out there. All right, number 5, this is the John Moulton Barn. Yeah, this is the classic Grand Tetons shot. Who cares if everyone else has done it? I'm going to do it when I go, and if I ever go back and I have this camera that I'm shooting on or filming this on, that yeah, I'm going to do it again. And any time I ever go back, I'll do it, just because it's such a classic location. I've heard some other photographers talk about, oh, I don't want to go there and shoot this location because it's been done so many times. Who cares? Who cares? If it's something you want to do it. All right, and it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It matters what you think. So this one, the sun had already come up quite a bit, a little bit. I don't remember the exact details of this. Let me check it out, see how long of an exposure was. I feel like it was maybe a little bit of a longer exposure. No, it wasn't. So this is 1/25 of a second. But yeah, the clouds, the way the clouds look, it just gives it a real nice painterly look with the way the pinks and the blues and everything come together. So all right, number 4, this is taken on Skyline Drive in Shenandoah National Park. It was a little pull-off area. I got like a nice little scenic overlook of the valley down below. But I just like the way the road curved through here, so I decided to bring the camera out to the road, get kind of low, and just have the leading lines S-ing through the photo right here around the corner. Gives you a little bit of, sense of wonder, like what's around the next corner. Number 3, Pinnacle Buttes. This is in Shoshone. I don't know how to actually say it. National Forest in Wyoming. This was on our way back from, we were driving home from Wyoming. Whoops. Sorry about that. Forgot to turn my alarm off. So this was taken in Shoshone National Forest in Wyoming. This was on our drive out of the national park. We were driving home. So there's a little turnoff on the road here, and is a nice scenic spot to look at the rock formation. So yeah, I like this. I like how the blue sky is just breaking through the clouds here, and yeah, it's just a really beautiful location. A lot of snow on the rocks. Yeah, it's really good. Absolutely one of my favorites from last year. Number 2, this was also taken on Skyline Drive in Shenandoah National Park. Just another one similar to the last. Got the camera low, centered up the double yellow, and yeah. So when we were there in Shenandoah National Park, it was real overcast and rainy and just not good weather. So when I edited these photos, I went for a real dark and moody look. So I feel like this kind of it captures the mood from when we were there. But yeah, another one. It's just makes me wonder what's around that next corner. So before I move on to number 1, I'm going to throw up some honorable mentions from last year. Like I said, Detroit Grand Prix, Grand Canyon, some stuff like that. So let's take a look at those before we move on to the final photo. Moving on to number 1, John Moulton Barn again. This is probably my favorite photo that I've ever taken. The way the light was coming up, the sun hadn't fully peaked over the mountains behind us, and the way they're lighting up the Tetons was just amazing. Oranges and reds, and this is just an absolutely beautiful photograph in a beautiful location. So that was my 2024 photo review. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, share it, tell all your friends, whatever. You know, if you like photography and you're here because you like photography, spread the word. I really appreciate your support, and thank you truly from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.